Other one, Paul here. Today I want to kind of go over a strategy for long-term long-term results with using the 1348, but this strategy is more for longer term. Before I talked about in my videos with strategies and formulas where you get in and get out. This one is more long term, and I probably won't keep this video too long because it's uh, pretty simple. And it basically is you have to use now in my opinion, after a little bit of observation, I find that the 1348 is the best strategy for options trading. And it's also good for crypto, but I'm going to do that in another video. Today, I want to focus everybody on a strategy. Let's remove these. You want to focus on strategies long term. So this one is setting up your 1348. So you're going to need three indicators. You'll need your 13 EMA, your 13 EMA, your 48 EMA, and your custom RSI, which I have it right here. I have my custom RSI where the RSI is checked off, and I focus on the RSI based, and then I just make my upper band white, and it's really helpful doing it this way. So you'll kind of notice the trend. So in order for this strategy to work, the 1348 has to cross on the day. Now, before in other videos, I've talked about the 1348 and when it crosses, but I have found out that the longer you go in time frames, the better your results will be over time. So the goal here is to buy your contracts with the expiration expiring within about a month. So it's a long-term play. So the strategy goes, you find the 1348 crossing, and then after you find that crossing, you extend your contract for about a month. And I find it really helpful to do it that way. So recently with SPY, you could tell right about here. Now, with this strategy to work, you have to wait for the 1348 to cross on the day. So in other strategies that I've learned in other formulas, if you did it on I'm actually on the 15 minute. Let me go to the day. If you went to the 5 minute real quick and you waited for a cross moment, now you might get lucky with a couple spots, but the 5 minute and the 1 minute is usually for, same day. I think they call it intraday. You basically get in and out in the same day. So you see that on the 5 minute here, it crossed, and then within a day here, let's see, from here, probably about here to here, you only made about maybe $150. And, a lot of people are like, if you want to make the biggest amount of gains here, my opinion is doing it on the day. So one formula that when I talked about doing it on the day is whenever you're doing it on like the 5 minute, and you want to make sure you're checking. This is just a little side note here. If you're doing it on the 5 minute or the 15 minute or one of those, make sure you check what the overall trend is doing. Like what we could see recently, the trend has been going up. So on the 5 minute or the 15 minute, you want to make sure that when you do your trade that you go with the trend. You do not want to, like right here, you see the trend is going up. You do not want to do your trade when it's going down. You do not want to go against the trend. So this is another way of why I like focusing on the 1348 when it's on the day. Now, the downside to this is, number one, you have to have enough money to cover 30 days with your contracts, and you have to wait for the 1348 to cross on the day. But I have found when you focus on this, you get the best results. So let's just go over a couple numbers right here. So we can see that right here, if you got in right here, we see that it's, and you don't really need to check, okay, what's the overall trend doing? The day will tell you which direction it's going. The only downside here is you have to wait for the 3048 to cross on the day, which in the beginning will be a while. And the reason why I'm telling you to get like 30-day contracts is because you want to ride this out as long as possible. So if we look at previous times when it crossed, like right here. So on November 10th, you would do a call for 380. So you come in right here and you just ride this out. And because you got a 30-day contract, you're just riding this out. And another thing you do is you want to look at your RSI from the moment that it crosses right here. Look at the RSI with the custom RSI that I have. And you want to look, and the moment that it starts curving is really the moment you really need to get out. That's how you really know. But this took 21 days. But because you bought a contract for 30 days, you're in profit. In those 21 days, you had a $28 difference in price. 28, 21. So you made $1,400 in 21 days just by focusing on the longer period of time. You're not focused on the daily, the small little wins every day. You're focused on riding it out for a complete month. And if you focus on this, and this is where I think people can actually make a lot of money, is if you shift your focus from, oh, I made $50 today, or I made $20, or, if you put your focus on more of riding out your options for 30 days, you make more profit, in my opinion. And, just load up your 1348 and check previous days. There's going to be times when it's really, there's the downtrends for a long time, the uptrends for a long time. So let's just go back and look at a couple examples here. The next time that the 1348 crossed was on September 2nd. So if you did a 30-day contract from this point and you just wrote it out for, let's say, 30 days. 30 days is right here. Well, that's 31. 32. Yeah, let's do 31. So that is a $42 difference in price. 42, 43. 42, 43 times 50. So that is a $2,000 gain right there in a month. So you can actually compound this strategy. When you start making more in the 30-day period, you could then take that and you could buy more contracts and you can scale and scale and scale. But making $2,000 in 30 days is about the same amount of money that kind of like average people make at their jobs. So if you could set that every single month. Now here's an example here. Now sometimes they're big, sometimes they're small. Actually, we actually did that one there. Let's look at this one right here. We're going to go back and we're going to look at a couple days and why it's important to buy these on the daily with 1348 and your contracts for 30 days. But let's look at this one right here. If you came in here on July 28th and you rode this out, now pay attention to the RSI, and when it starts curving, that's when you need to get out. 19 days, made $34 difference in price. 34 times 50, you made $1,700 in 19 days. Not bad if you ask me. Now let's look at a couple other examples here. Now see right here, this is a big one. And what you're really looking for, the goal of buying the contracts for 30 days is you want to make sure you get as much of the profit as possible, because if you sell early and if it's still going in that direction, you have to wait. That is the whole point of doing it. There's 2 times that you could actually sell. Let's show you right here. You see it crossing right here, crossing down. And you can follow the RSI until it starts curving, and this is about 30 days right here. So yeah, that's $52 difference in price in 30 days. You can focus on it on the RSI when it starts curving back up, or you can focus on when you see it crossing here and when it crosses back up. That's another point. But if you focus on the point of when it crosses back up, you won't make as much money. You want to focus on, my opinion is the RSI, and when the RSI starts curving, you'll make more. You'll make more that way. But anyway, this is just today. I wanted to go over a long-term strategy for options trading. Tomorrow, I'm going to go over the time frame that I recommend for if you want to do it short term. And I'm also going to be going over this with crypto as well, and how to benefit using the same strategy for crypto day trading. But anyway, if you guys found this video helpful, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in future videos.